Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you a menu-driven calculator program using Python. So let's start. At first, I run the program to see the output. Okay. So here we can see that there are 7 over here, right? One for addition, two for subtraction, three for multiplication in this way, and zero for exit. Okay. So basically at first check it how it's work. So at first it asks for a choice. Okay. So what happen if the user intentionally or unintentionally enter any character which is non-numerable. Okay, so at first test it. Okay. So here you can see, please enter a valid numeric choice from the list. Message will display over here. And after that, it show the menu again, menu list again, and it asks for the choice. Okay, so let's I enter a numeric value which is 77. So here we can see that there is only 7 menus over here, but I enter 77, which is not in the list. Okay, so that's why it show a message, please enter valid choice 0 to 6 from the list, and it again ask for the choice. Okay, so at first I enter 1. So basically what we can see, if the user enter non-numeric value, and if the user enter numeric value but not from the list, then both time the user will get the proper message regarding this. Okay, which mistake was done by the user. Okay, so let's move to the addition portion. So for addition, I press here 1. So it asks for the first number. So I enter first number 45, and second number which I enter 8.12345 6, like that, this way. Okay. So here the addition result will display here 45.0 and 8.1234. Here I enter 8.1234, like that, so many number after the dashamic, I mean decimal value. Okay. So but in case of user, we can see that it show up only the up to 2 decimal places. That for this I use here the round function over here. Okay, and after you and it show up to 2 decimal places. Okay, so that's why 1.2, and after that it was 3, and is and the 3 is less than 5. So that's why 1.2 is it's showing here. Otherwise, it will display 1.3. Okay. So next move to the subtraction for 2. So I enter, sorry, 4545 and enter. Oh, sorry. By mistake, I enter the character over here in case of second well. So here also here, but here I got the message, please enter numeric value. So then basically what I do, sorry, basically what I done here, actually I also check the input whether it is a numeric value or not. So this condition also checked here, and it will ask for the first value until I get, suppose I enter again a non-numeric value, then it will show the message please enter value, and it will ask for the first value. Okay, first number. Okay, that means it will take the right input from the user until the user enter the proper value. Okay, if the user enter in character, then it will ask again ask again to enter the value. Okay, so but here now I enter right value, that means enter both are numeric value, so that's why I got my result, subtraction result over here. And now come to the division, because here also we need a extra validation checking, so that's why directly move to the division. Okay, so at first I enter the dividend, which is I enter 50, and now come to the second number, that means the divisor. Okay, I enter 0. So when I enter the 0, at that time I get the error division by 0. We all know we cannot divide a number by 0, so that's why the error message will show here, display here, division by 0. So let's check one more time and enter for 45, and now enter suppose 7. Then we can see the division result. Okay, 45 divided by 7 equals to 6.43. So basically there there is some validation and the condition checking. First one is, at first I check the input choice. At first I validate the input choice. After that I validate the input value, which is calculated by this calculator. Okay, and after that, in case of division, I check the divisor is 0 or not, and if the divisor is not 0, then it will display the division result. Okay, and here the input, that means the first number and second numbers, I take as a float data type. Okay, so that's why this two number will display like this way, 45.0 and 7.0. Okay, and the same way, come to the remainder. For remainder, I have to enter 5. Then if I enter 6, and after that second number is suppose what I 4, then I got the remainder 4. Okay, sorry, 2, because the 4 divided by 6, then 4 multiplied by 1, 4, and the remainder is 2. So mm, now come to the percentage calculation. For this I have to enter 6 and hit enter, and after that it at first asks for the whole, that means I, the total number. Okay, in case of exam, so I enter 100 and it asks for the second number. This is part number. Okay, so I enter 75, then hit enter. Okay, then I got the 75% of marks. Okay. now I want to exit from this calculator, so that's why I have to enter 0 to exit this calculator program. So after that, it will show a thank you message to the user, and after that the execution is stopped. Okay, so let's move to the coding section. So at first I delete it, and let's move to the coding section. At first I start from the here. Basically I run it again with so to show the with example. Okay, to do this menu, I write a function. To display this menu, I write a function over here which name is show menu, and inside this menu I write these menus over here. And to write a function, at first I have to write a keyword which name is div, and after that I have to write the function name in this way. Okay, and here we can pass the parameter, but for the show menu function we don't need any parameter, so that's why there is no parameter. Okay. So previously we can see that the calculator program will run again and again. We use this calculator function again and again without run the program multiple times. So to do this, at first I use the infinite while loop, and inside this while loop I write all the calculation program. Okay, so to run the while loop infinite times, at first I write the while loop, and after that I write here true. And when we write this way while true, then the while loop runs in number of times. Okay, and inside the while loop, infinite while loop, at first I call the show menu to display this menu here. Okay, and after that it will ask for the choice. Basically, what I done here, basically here I validate the user input. So my input choice. Okay, I mean in this section I validate the choice. Okay, so here we all know that using the input function, when we take some value, by default its data type was string type of data type. Okay, but in case of choice I need to convert it to integer, so that's why I write here int, and inside first bracket after int I take the input. That means here I typecast the input value to integer. Okay, and after that this value is stored in the choice reference. Okay, and if the user enter any non-numeric value, then this except block will execute and it will print, please enter a valid numeric choice from the list. This message will display to the user, and after that I write here continue to continue the while loop again. That means the program flow goes to directly 45 number lines to 48 number lines. Okay, and after that what happened, the menu will display again, and after that it will ask for input choice again until the user enter the right choice. Okay, that means enter the numeric value. Then after taking properly the value from the user, which is numeric value, the program flow goes to this if section. Then at first I check the value, the choice is equals to 0. That means if the user will, sorry, if the user want to exit from the calculator, if yes, then it will print a message, thank you for using, otherwise it will move forward to the else if section, and after the print thank you message it will break the infinite value and the execution of program will stop. Okay. Then move to the elif function. So here I check a condition if the choice value greater than 0 and less than equal to 6. That means here you can see there is only 6 menu over here. So to check this, greater than 0 means it start from the 1 and less than equals to 0, 1 to 6. That means 1 to 6. Okay. If the choice value is in between 1 to 6, I mean 0 to mm, in between 1 to 6, which is equality. Okay. Then it takes the input from the user. Then it takes the input from the user here. Okay. So here I take the input from the user inside the infinite while loop. This is the another way uh, to define a infinite while loop. At first write the while keyword, and inside the first bracket it pass the argument 1. Then it will, the while loop will run as a infinite while loop. Okay. And here I check the input value. That means I validate the input value again. Sorry, not again. I check the input value which is numeric value or not. And for this calculation, I take the value as a float data type, and in previous way, the input function by default return the string data type. So I have to typecast it, and I typecast it to float. Okay. And this way I take the input from the user. If user enter any non-numeric value, then it will display this message, and it will run until the user enter the right value. Okay. And after getting the right value, the the while loop will break here. And why I use this? Because after entering the wrong value, the program execution will not goes to the uh, starting from asking to enter your choice. It will ask again to enter the value and perform the selected operation successfully. And after that, taking the right input according to this list, I check the value and I call the function over here and pass the argument to this function. Okay. So for one, the addition operation will perform here. So that's why I call the addition function and pass the two value n1 and n2 as an argument to this function. And here we can see that I write a function which name is addition, and it has two parameters. One is N1, which type is float, and another one is float, which type is also float. Okay, and after that I directly print here the value of total of two number from this function, and after to sum the two value n1 and n2, I round it up to two decimal places. For round, I use the round keyword, and after that I pass the value, and after placing the comma, I have to mention the number of up to up to what decimal places I want to round. Okay, that means here I want to round up to two decimal places, so that's why I write here two. And in a similar way, I all subtract function, multiplication, division, all function are all here, and this is the else part. That means if it when it will work. Okay, suppose user enter the numeric value, but not from the list. That means if I enter 10, then what happens? Here we can see the menu will 0 to 6, but 10 is a numeric number, but not from the list. So that's why this else section will execute, and it will show a message, please enter value choice from 0 to 6 from the list, and after that I write the continue to continue from the start. Okay, that means it will show the menu here, and after that it will ask for the input choice. Okay, and there is one more thing in case of division, because we all know in case of division we cannot divide a number by zero. That means divisor should not be zero. So that's why I write this condition. If the divisor, that means n2 not equals to zero, then the division division calculation is done here, and otherwise it will print error division by zero message to the user. In similar way, in case of remainder calculation, we have to check the divisor should not zero, and in case of percentage calculation, we also need the divisor should not zero. Okay, so this is the calculation full calculator program, which the key features is that here I use the zero here the features is that one is I validate the user input. Second one is I uh, validate the divisor. That means zero division error. And after that, here I typecast the input value as per my requirement. Okay, in case of choice, I have to typecast into integer value, and in case of value, I typecast it to float value. And here I all function, all the calculation is done inside a functions. So basically, using the function, I perform this operation. For this, I can reuse the code multiple times. Okay, and that's it. Thank you.